The series is called American Bombs. Well, I don't know what's wrong with the world today. Thought we were through with all this shit. But American bombs keep dropping and don't seem to want to quit. Well, you hear them raining down in Russia. They've already leveled the Gaza Strip. They've been battering at the gates of Damascus for years and hammering at Yemen too. And now they're getting lobbed right into Lebanon. Who knows what'll be the next trick? But one thing I can promise you, they're not going to slow down one bit. So they call World War II the big one, the war to end all wars, they said. But behind closed doors, you see them rub their hands and lick their lips. Because they knew American bombs were getting ready for Red China and the upcoming Korean conflict. Now, they didn't win in Korea. In fact, they really made a mess out of that. And meanwhile, the Cubans kicked their asses right out of Angola. Sure, they could smell those blood diamond mines. But they didn't know much about old Che Guevara, that nasty communist prick. No, they didn't know a lot about him, but they were sure to find out quick. As the troops retreated back to Johannesburg, and all of Capitol Hill fell sick. But there was light at the end of the tunnel, and they could see that light was coming quick. It was a nice big war with the Viet Cong, and only blacks and poor white Americans would be drafted into it. Now this is when shit went kind of crazy and American bombs were flying everywhere. They were dropping in Cambodia, and poor Laos didn't stand a chance. As fire torched the jungles and napalm torched the air. Now the missile companies keep getting richer. American bomb makers were really raking in the dough. As they got their young soldiers hooked on hop and dosed them with LSD. Not enough to own their bodies, they wanted their minds controlled as well. As the jungles of Vietnam became an adolescent American hell. Now they lost old Ho Chi Minh, but they didn't mind a bit. The bank accounts were getting fat, and 50,000 American lives would pay for this bullshit. Then when Vietnam drew to a close, they were like addicts jonesing for the next big fix. It came in the form of Central America, and you're not going to believe this shit. The U.S. Congress even refused to fund their silly little war. So the CIA started trafficking crack cocaine and military weapons as well. Picked it up from a man called Edwin Manassas. Dropped it off in South Central to a guy called Freeway Rick. So they sensed a whole generation of black young Americans to fill up their newly built prison cells. They not only sentenced them to life in prison, they commodified the poor kids too. Just when they thought Jim Crow was dead, the bitch got up to start round two. Now, not a single war of occupation was won by 20th century's end. But it wasn't long before George W. was looking for another plan. So we got attacked by a terrorist organization that started as an American project to hurt the Russians in Afghanistan. Soon they morphed into Al-Qaeda, the U.S. biggest foe. Just a bunch of ragtag Arabs, sick of American planes as bombs as well. So they trained 20 men how to fly planes, but they never got trained to land. Maybe that should have been a clue for the great U.S. intelligence gang. But instead of going after Al-Qaeda, they took on the Taliban. They thought it would be easy to win in this war-torn land. And American bombs just kept dropping on the Taliban Afghan sands. But Afghanistan wasn't big enough. Old George W. wouldn't stand for that. So although he had done nothing, everyone knew Saddam was next. But he started out our ally as well. But now Iraq was about to become the new adolescent American hell. So here we sit today, American bombs dropping everywhere. But as long as Raytheon and Boeing are keeping their wallets stacked, they don't give a damn about Muslims. No, they give a damn about anyone else. as long as the money's flowing and the Dow doesn't start to crash. All the war crimes in the world won't stop them from stacking their cash. So that's the story of America, God's favorite country and people too. And if we happen by luck to survive all these conflicts, it's sad, but you know it's true. They have no moral compass, just a bag of dirty tricks. But don't go getting the wrong idea and think you can change what they're gonna do. Or pretty soon, those American bombs will be coming straight at you. American bombs. Good night.